Hey y'all, welcome back to the Literary Apothecary, and if you're new here, welcome to the Literary Apothecary. My name is Kate, and today I'm here to talk to you guys about an arc that I read. This book comes out today on February 24th, 2026. That is The Red Winter by Cameron Sullivan. This is a fantasy historical fiction book, debut novel by Cameron Sullivan, and it was a very solid debut. I really enjoyed it. My general thoughts about this book is that yes, it was a solid, impressive debut fantasy novel. I'd love to read more from Sullivan if he wants to write more books. It was an engaging novel about the beast of Goidavon and the first werewolf, a tragic love story of two lovers who can never be. Sullivan's writing was descriptive and imaginative and drew you in word by word. This novel gave dark gothic vibes. If you like Dracula or The Picture of Dorian Gray, you'd probably like this one as well. Spoiler-free description of what this book is all about. A devastating love story, a bewitching twist on history, a blood-drenched hunt for purpose, power, and redemption. In 1785, Professor Sebastian Grave receives the news he fears the terrible beast of Goidavon has returned, and the French countryside runs red in its wake. Sebastian knows the beast. A monster slayer with centuries of experience, he joined the hunt for the creature 20 years ago and watched it slaughter its way through a long and bloody winter. Even with the help of his indwelling demon, Sarmato, who takes payment in living hearts, it nearly cost him his life to bring the monster down. Now, 2 decades later, Sebastian has been recalled to the hunt by Antoine Avenel d'Assern, an estranged lover who shares a dark history with the beast and a terrible secret with Sebastian. Drawn by both the chance to finish the beast for good and the promise of a reconciliation with Antoine, Sebastian cannot refuse. But Goidavon is not as he remembers it, and Sebastian's unfinished business is everywhere he looks. Years of misery have driven the people to desperation, and France teeters on the edge of revolution. Sebastian's arcane activities, not to mention his demonic counterpart, have also attracted the inquisitorial eye of the French clergy. And the beast is poised to close his jaws around them all and plunge the continent into war. Debut author Cameron Sullivan tears the heart out of history with this darkly entertaining retelling of the hunt for the beast of Goidavon. Lifting the veil on the hidden world behind our own, it reimagines the story of Europe from Imperial Rome to Saint Jeanne d'Arc, the madness of Giles de Rais, and the first flickers of the French Revolution. Let's talk about my call pile ratings. The characters were unique and developed in a believable way. The idea that Archangel Michael is on the, quote, bad opposite side is something that I haven't seen in many places, if at all. I think that's not a spoiler because I believe, from what I remember, it happens very early in the text, at least the first instance of it. So I didn't think that's quite a spoiler. 2 characters felt very similar to me, and I wanted more difference between them. Atmosphere and setting. The atmosphere was always felt. I could always feel it. The setting was well detailed. All 5 senses were always present for me. A writing style. I loved the prose, the story, the characters, and the setting, which usually equates to me loving the writing style, and at times I did. However, with dual timelines, I wanted more of a distinction of the two throughout. And this goes back to 2 of the characters feeling very similar for me also. We had it at the beginning. They were very distinct which one was which, but as the story went on, they kind of melded together for me, and I think having them be more set apart from each other would have helped me stay in the story and moment more. The plot was so well written and developed. The idea of the werewolf being, quote, born by bloodline curse was well developed and believable. I was always interested and intrigued, and the logic, there were times when it was difficult for me to tell between times unless I saw names, which cause a little bit of confusion in my logic. But based on enjoyment, I'd read more from Sullivan and definitely need more werewolf books. I know I've said this before, but I need more books about werewolves. We have all these books with vampires and other kind of supernatural creatures and witches and stuff, but we need more on the werewolves. So that is my quick spoiler-free review for The Red Winter by Cameron Sullivan. Brand new release coming out today from this debut author. Very, very solid and engaging and intriguing debut novel by Cameron Sullivan. If you have read The Red Winter before, if you got an arc like I did, or you're watching this afterwards, let me know in the description below, what did you think of this debut novel? As always, keep reading, and I love you all to the moon and back. Bye.